reports out there. I can't say I agree with all of them, certainly. But I support this guy. You know, I think that's what needs to be said. I don't know what anybody's writing or what anybody thinks, but this foot injury wasn't his fault. You know, this was a total accident. It really wasn't his fault, and it's a serious injury. I know some people are smarting at it, but it's really not a laughing matter. The guy was hurt. He was innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. And the helmet thing is a personal matter to him. You know, he has a strong feeling about what he's worn on his head, and we're supporting him. And we understand the league's position as well, so we're in a tough spot. And we hope Antonio is back here soon because he's exciting to be around. I'm excited. I got some plays for him. I hope we can start calling him.
All good with Jon Gruden in the silver and black, defending his new star receiver as AB deals with his grievance against the NFL regarding his helmet. Gruden calling it a personal issue. On that note, let's welcome in former Raider Kirk Morrison. Kirk, what's going on?
What's up, Molly? How we doing?
I'm good.
Right.
Stephen A., I'm going to start with you on this one. Do you feel like Gruden should be defending Brown so adamantly here?
Absolutely not. That's an utterly ridiculous position for Jon Gruden to take, and somebody needs to say it, so damn it, I'm going to. He has no business saying what he said, and here is why. Number one, it's a ridiculous position for Antonio Brown to take. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't complain about the helmet, but to threaten to retire and to forfeit $30 million because of it is stupid. Period. Somebody needs to say that. That's number one. Number two, you're Jon Gruden. Excuse me, he's not just an all-world, because Antonio Brown is clearly one of the top receivers in the game of football and the top receivers of this generation. We understand that. But he's also the new leader on your squad. There's questions about Derek Carr and what he's going to bring to the table. We all know that. He has to perform. Amari Cooper's gone, and he was a quiet storm anyway. And Khalil Mack, you pushed away as well. And so this man is the new face of your franchise as you get ready to transfer from Oakland to Vegas. Now, maybe it's because you're on Hard Knocks. Obviously, this contributes to the storyline. More eyeballs are going to watch y'all on Hard Knocks on HBO with Antonio Brown, and this mess is going on. But if you are Jon Gruden, what do you say to the rest of your team? The NFL is coming his way, all right? The issue clearly is it should not be to the degree that Antonio Brown is making it out to be. And if you speak up for him, who's in a position to say anything about Antonio Brown? You're putting yourself at the mercy of him as far as I'm concerned if you are going to support him over an issue like this. I'm not trying to say that the issue isn't serious in terms of it's not something that Antonio Brown shouldn't complain about. I'm saying you know good and damn well you're going to play. You ain't going to give up $30 million over this.
Kirk, let me get in here real quick, and I'll turn the ball over to you. Stephen A., you're absolutely right. Somebody needs to say this is stupid. Antonio Brown's play here, regardless of whether his end goal is, it's stupid. And to your point, somebody needs to say it. But that somebody is you or me. It can't be his head coach, Jon Gruden, because that would be like throwing gasoline on a fire. You expect him to go up behind the scenes.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you see what we gave up. I mean, you don't get your behind on this football.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Not at the podium, Kirk.
Hey, Will. Hey, first of all,
Okay.
Will, I'm with you. And Stephen A., look, I respectfully disagree with whatever you're saying right now. And the reason why I'm disagreeing is because the one thing I can say about Jon Gruden is when he was away from football, to me, I think the one thing that he realized I got to be better at is relationships with my players. And how do you start off on the good foot, on the right foot with your players? That's having their back. He's got Antonio Brown's back. And I think one of the bigger reasons why, Stephen A., is this. When you look at that Raiders offense right now, can you name me their starting wide receivers? It's pretty hard. You can't, right? It's Tyrell Williams. They're excited about Hunter Renfrow. They have Ryan Grant, J.J. Nelson. Hey, those guys are good. They're okay. But Antonio Brown brings a different element to that offense. Antonio Brown brings excitement. He brings a guy who can get open and allow Derek Carr to be the Derek Carr that they're expecting to be. But you have to be the head coach that backs his players. If he doesn't back Antonio Brown up, who else is going to do that?
Let me put you on the spot. Let me put you on the spot. You played, I did it. So I'm going to come to you, okay? I'm going to come to you with this.
Please.
Are you saying acquiesce to Antonio Brown and ultimately just capitulate to what he desires? Because before you answer the question, Kirk, let me tell you, as I said to Will early in the show, I called the NFL league office and I found out he's got like 30 different options. 30 different options. And oh, by the way, this same situation, the Players Association as well, I spoke to them, this same situation, 5 5 years ago, they told you this was coming down the pipe. So 5 years and 30 different options, and all of that gets thrown out the window, Kirk, because this is my star wide receiver, and he's griping?
No,
is that what you said?
Because, hold on, Stephen A. It's because somebody like you that says, oh, he can just switch helmets. But see, Antonio Brown is telling you that the helmet that I've worn has made me who I am in terms of the wide receiver today. See, Tom Brady had a similar helmet. Hold on, let me tell you this. Tom Brady's won the last, 4 Super Bowls. He's won 4 Super Bowls in that helmet. The NFL is telling him he's got to switch. Well,
and what do you do?
Hold on. He doesn't want to go down that route before because Tom Brady has already done what? He's went up against the NFL and it didn't work out for him.
What about the other 1,999 players?
Stephen, if you're Antonio Brown, I'm going to exhaust every opportunity I can to wear the helmet that made me Antonio Brown, that give me 1,500 yards, 120 receptions every year, and touchdowns.
Because I've been waiting to have a football player on for this particular question. How much does your helmet matter when you're out there?
Trust me, I was in the same situation. Back in 2010, I ended up signing with the Buffalo Bills. And the one thing was the same helmet that Antonio Brown's talking about, the same helmet that Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers wore. It's the Shut Air Advantage helmet. That is the helmet I wore in college. I wore it in my NFL career. The helmet just fits right. It fits perfect. It made you a different player.
And how did that work for the Buffalo Bills?
I'm just telling you. Hold on. I'm not talking about team. I'm talking about the way that the helmet fits. It's just who you are. It makes you a better player. It's a lighter helmet. Look, he can switch to the new helmet, and I understand where the NFL is in terms of player safety.
I get that part of it. Game if he switches
but at the same
helmets?
time, it may change who he is as a football player.
Oh, come on.
We are all, I'm just saying, hold on.
Yes.
Let me get 2 things in here.
Of habit. NFL players are creatures of habit. I would tell you this on Friday, on Saturday, everything that I did, I am superstitious.
Let me make 2 points. One to you, Kirk, one to you, Stephen A. If the helmet is real, and I'm not telling you that it's not, Kirk, I defer to you. You've been there, right? If it's real, do you solve it by sitting out, or do you solve it by getting on the field and trying to work into the new helmet? Do you do what Tom Brady's doing right now, or do you do it the way Antonio Brown's doing it? If you want to get used to the new helmet, might I suggest wear it?
I've said it before. Tom Brady doesn't want to go down that road before because he's went up against the NFL, and we saw what that got him, a 4-game suspension.
Stop saying that.
Now, when you look at Antonio Brown's situation, he's going to an arbitrary person to talk to and figure this out. You have to understand that he is going to exhaust everything that he can do to see if he can wear that helmet.
Can I come back at you?
Is there a compromise?
Can I come back at you?
I understand.
You stop. Stop it. Stop it. Listen, Kirk. Listen. There are 2,000 plus players in the NFL.
Hey, and there's only one Antonio Brown, Stephen A. There's only one Antonio Brown. So are you comparing the fifth wide receiver for a team to Antonio Brown?
I'm coming to you to try to bring up a subject.
Come on.
There are 2,000 plus players in the National Football League. Stop bringing up Tom Brady. Nobody else is doing what Antonio Brown is doing. And oh, by the way, we're not getting on him for complaining. The man is threatened to retire. Are you saying he is justified in threatening to retire? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that, look, retirement, that's where you got me. You got to stop there, Antonio Brown.
That's all I'm saying.
But hold on. But when it comes to the 2,000 players you're talking about, Stephen A., there's one Antonio Brown. All those 2,000 players don't compare to what Antonio Brown can do.
If he's so great, how come he can't make the adjustment? You sat up there and you the one that brought up the damn Buffalo Bills. I don't know why the hell you brought up the Buffalo Bills.
I was just telling you that I had to switch my helmet, and I had to switch my helmet.
Is Antonio Brown all world?
I wasn't Antonio Brown, no, Stephen A. I'm not Antonio Brown. I got to switch my helmet. I don't have them deep pockets like that.
He can't make the adjustment? He can't make the adjustment. Is that what you're telling me?
No, he can make the adjustment. But I want to make sure that I can exhaust all my opportunities to make sure that I can wear my same helmet.
Don't threaten to retire and forfeit $30 million because of it, Kirk. You can't defend that.
There's only one. To risk his life with this helmet.
There's only one Antonio Brown.
There's only one Antonio. Tell him again, Will. Tell him again. Tell him again.
He wants to risk his health.
No, I'm coming to you, Kirk. There's only one Antonio Brown.
Absolutely.
But his kryptonite is his helmet. That's what we're to believe.
Well, it's the foot right now.
But last point on this, Stephen A., to bring it full circle with Jon Gruden. You asked Kirk, you asked me, is it that you're saying enable Antonio Brown, capitulate? No, that's not what we're saying when it comes to Jon Gruden. It is have his back publicly, correct him privately.
Can I tell you what point all of y'all are missing?
What's that?
Wasn't he wearing that helmet? Wasn't he wearing that helmet when Vontaze Burfict nearly decapitated him?
It saved him.
It saved him. It saved him. That saved him. Excuse me. They got a whole Listen, we're talking about literally helmets that they've been researched. Technology has been advanced. The bottom line is it's perceived as safer
and prevents concussions. Though. It doesn't do. Helmets do not do that. It's still a violent game.
The NFL has had these helmets certified. They have told him he will be prohibited from wearing the helmet that he's been wearing for the last 10 years because it's not safer and because he's caught up in his feelings and emotions. He got guys like you, former Buffalo Bills, by the way, coming to his defense.
Don't let him do that.
I mean, come on, man.
Don't do that.
Come on, bro.
No, you don't
come
let
on,
him do
Kirk. Come on, Kirk. Come on now.
I think it's his prerogative. He's a grown man. Listen, Stephen,
it's his prerogative.
You're 40-something years old or however
I'm
old
51.
Okay, you're 51. People told you it's not smart to box. You said, I want to box.
Come on.
You were allowed to do that.
Stop right there.
Tell him again, Molly. He didn't hear that part.
First of all, with all due respect, that is an uninformed position. You just said it. I'm going to check you right now. First of all, I sat up there. I could have been out in the street. I threw a punch and I ripped my rotator cuff. That's all that happened. Secondly, the bottom line is I'm not threatening to walk away, okay? Okay, excuse me. If the ESPN said up there, if ESPN said right now, look, see, you see this money that we paying you?
That sling's not looking good on TV.
That sling that's not looking good on TV. We would suggest you ain't box. Guess what? I bet I'll be doing yoga or something. I promise you that. I mean, come on, man. Stop it. Just stop it, Molly.
Stephen A.
Stop
downward dog.
I believe.
The Cowboys didn't have Zeke Elliott for the first
Kurt, I can't believe
game,
you.
but Jerry Jones doesn't seem worried about losing his production. The Cowboys owner praised Zeke's backup, Tony Pollard, after 4 carries for 16 yards on Saturday against the Niners, saying the rookie 4th-round pick can carry the load in Zeke's absence. All right, so Jerry big-upping Tony Pollard here. Do you think, Kirk, Zeke should be insulted by those comments?
First of all, think about this. What owner or what official with a team is going to say anything negative about a player? Just think about it. Everybody is going to say, give kudos. They're going to throw bouquets at, oh, Tony Pollard can be this. He can be great. No one's going to say that, oh, we shouldn't have drafted him or he can. I understand the take that Mr. Jones talks about, but understand this, Ezekiel Elliott, we know how much better that football team when he's on the field. I get it. It's right now, I call this still the honeymoon stage of the preseason, of training camp, because you know why? Nothing matters. The deadline for me is August 31st, 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's when I need Ezekiel Elliott to be in a Cowboys uniform to get ready for week 1. Oh. So right now, hearing, what the Jones family is saying about the other players, yes, they're trying to get the confidence in guys who are going to back up Ezekiel Elliott. I don't take anything further from this. I understand why they're doing it.
There you go. Yeah. Enough with being insulted and offended. We know exactly what Jerry Jones is doing, right? He's a master negotiator. He's setting the stage for his negotiation. I mean, honestly, what's more insulting? Ezekiel Elliott holding out or Jerry Jones saying, we're doing pretty good with Tony Pollard? Please, he shouldn't be insulted, Stephen A.
Yeah, he should be insulted.
Why?
Because, I'm going to tell you why.
I'm insulted.
Because what you're saying is a guy that ran the ball 322 times as a rookie, 304 times as a third-year player, has led the league in rushing 2 of the last 3 years, and both times helped us get to the playoffs, okay? That guy, excuse me, you ain't much. We can replace you. Now, Jerry doesn't mean it. Let me finish. No, Jerry doesn't mean it. He's obviously taking a negotiating stance because Jerry don't play. He can get hardball. He can play hardball now. This is what Jerry Jones, my buddy, this is what he can do. We understand that. But it doesn't mean that Ezekiel Elliott shouldn't be insulted. Here's my retort to that, though. Perhaps he deserves the insult. Because how dare you come to Jerry Jones at this particular moment in time with your checkered past, trying to press him against the wall,
2 years left on your deal.
With 2 years left on the deal, still incapable of being franchised, knowing he's negotiating with Dak Prescott in this